Hello. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to this mobile automation testing training program. So, what is the agenda of the today's session? So, today we are going to see a brief introduction about mobile automation testing, why it is important these days, followed by an introduction to the different types of applications, whatever we have in a real world, and what exactly the setup you need to download in your machine. All these things you want to do this study as part of the today's session. So the first thing is, guys, for most of the activities, whichever you are doing, your mobile phone and the apps inside the mobile phone are playing a crucial roles. Say, I want to pay my utility bill, I'll be using my mobile phone. I want to book a flight ticket, I'll be using my mobile phone. I want to play some games, I'll be using my mobile phone. So day to day, mobile apps are becoming popular, and of course, they are handling numerous activities in our day to day life. So the organizations are developing more mobile applications, and it's of course it's required for us to test all those mobile applications. Whenever you are having a huge amount of load, it's mandatory for us to go with an automation testing. And of course, this automation testing, depending on a customer need, we will be preferring the tool, and we are going with respect to that automation testing. So these days, in the current world, there are a n number of automation tools available in a market. Among all the automation tools available in a market, the most frequently used tool is an APM. So APM is the most commonly used tool. Why people are using this APM means, majority of the organizations are using Selenium as their web automation testing. So it means if at all you are comfortable with the web automation, 70 to 80% of the code you can reuse, or I can say on a high level, whatever the methods you are using for Selenium for performing a type operation or performing a text fields, checkboxes, radio buttons, all the commands will be one and the same with respect to APM. That's the reason most of the organizations are preferring this tool. So it means the resources, if he is capable of handling a Selenium project, of course they can handle this mobile automation testing as well. So that's the reason majority of the organizations are using these mobile applications. So in the real world, whenever you are working on any kind of a project, you will be encountering three different types of a mobile apps. The first one is mobile web app, native app, and a hybrid app. So what is a mobile web app? Assume that uh, you know I'm using Amazon on my mobile Chrome browser. So I haven't downloaded the app from the Play Store. Directly, I'm opening my Chrome browser on my mobile phone, and I'm using www.amazon.com. So it means I'm redirecting to the application on a browser. Such applications, we call it as a mobile web apps. These web apps, you can't download it from the Play Store. You can just open it from your mobile app browser itself. Whereas the next one is a native applications. So there's native applications and hybrid applications are almost one and the same, which will be downloading from the Play Store, and they have an interaction with the various system applications like a camera functionality in your mobile, calendar functionality in your mobile, audio functionality in your mobile. Either native and as well as a hybrid apps can use those features. Then what makes the difference between a native and as well as a hybrid app? So the thing is, hybrid app is a combination of a native instance plus as well as a web instance. What exactly the meaning of a native instance and as well as a web instance? So if you see these e-commerce app, most of the things, or I can say almost all the screens are rendering within the same app itself, which we are considering it as a native app. There are certain applications where there is an option to open a web page within an app itself. If you are an end user, of course, you don't know what exactly the difference between a hybrid and as well as a native. But whenever you are working on an automation testing, you will encounter the differences and you will encounter a lot of issues in handling that. So the point here is the hybrid app is having a native instance followed by certain web screens are there precisely for this particular hybrid apps. So let me show you a simple example on these hybrid apps so that you guys can easily understand what exactly the hybrid app looks like. So I'm just trying to install one application on this mobile device. This is the app, and I'm scrolling down. I just want to show you how this web view looks like. See, there is a functionality as a web view. So far, we are on an app itself. Now, www.bing.com. whenever I'm using a go-to site, see here, guys, on the same app instance, the bing.com browser, okay, it got opened on a Chrome browser and it got rendered on a same app screen. This instance, we call it as a web view, and this app, we call it as a hybrid app. Basically, the hybrid app will have an instance of a native within the app, and it has some instances on a web view also. This is all about the various types of applications, whatever we have. And then, guys, this is the document that we are going to publish in the next lecture. So whomsoever wants to explore more on a mobile manual testing, you guys can explore this documentation. It has a more details about a mobile manual testing, how to do these manual stuff and all those things. Everything is there as part of this documentation. Okay, good, done the deal. And moving on to the next point, in order to work on this configuration part, the most important thing that we need to know is basically what are all the things I need to download in this machine. So assume that you are working on a Windows machine or a Mac machine. These are all the things you need to download. You need to download Java and install it, and you need to install an Eclipse editor and install it. You need to download an Appium desktop and install it, and you need to download a Node.js and install it, and an Android Studio you need to install it. This Node.js is required only for a Mac machine. If you are using a Windows machine, these four steps are highly recommended, and this Node.js is not required. As I am using a Mac machine, I'm just downloading this Node.js also. These are all the things that you need to download from the official websites, and you need to install it. And once after you have downloaded this Android Studio, make sure that you launched the Android Studio and you created a project within the Android Studio. So the reason is whenever you created a new project in an Android Studio, it will be installing all the required plugins. So once the Android Studio got downloaded, just launch it. And upon this launching, create a new project. Automatically the new project will be created, and if something is required, it will be automatically installing that. So the only thing you need to do is click on a next and complete that installation steps. That's it. So these are the prerequisites which you need to download in your machine. As said that, guys, so this is a configuration for a Windows machine. Sorry, if at all you are using a Mac machine, then this kind of a configuration that we need to do. Anyways, we will be discussing about the Mac configuration as part of our upcoming lectures. But if you are working on a Windows, this is more than enough. The things that you need to download are, let me highlight once again, JDK, Eclipse, Appium Desktop, and an Android Studio. Assume that you guys are already using Selenium in your machine. You can ignore the first two steps. You can download the third step and as well as a fifth step. That's it. These two are more than enough. Download it and install it. That's it. This is the configuration part that is required, guys. Let us continue the topic in the next session. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good, guys. I'm just recording this session too. So, if you remember in the last session, we had an introduction class where in which we discussed about an overview on mobile automation testing, how we are going to use this mobile automation testing and all those things. For the entire stuff, we need a prerequisites, right? Everything there should be a certain preconditions or a prerequisites that needs to be satisfied. The similar way here, in order to work on these things, there are certain prerequisites we have. So the first and a foremost thing is we should have an idea on, right? We should have an idea on core Java concepts. Right. Without the core Java concepts, it will be tough for us to understand. I hope, Pravalika, you have an idea on a core Java, right? I know Meghali, Pallavi, and Shishang, you all have an idea on a core Java. Pravalika, you do have an idea on a. Okay, good. Done the deal. So then I'm skipping this core Java introduction part for now, guys. So I'm not touching that core Java concepts at all. The reason is, as we all have an idea on a core Java, I don't want to waste your time just by jumping on to that core Java again and again. So in the today's session, I want to show you what exactly the configuration required for us to work on mobile automation on Windows machine. Okay, so what exactly the configuration required for me to work on my Windows machine? So as I told you that we are splitting it into two parts. One is an Windows and another is an iOS. So Windows and an iOS, we have two different parts. So here we are going to study configuration related to the Windows now. Okay, we are going to study iOS moving further, but the first part is the Windows one. Okay, good. So here, the next point which I need to consider on top of this particular one is, okay, so what I need, the first one is Eclipse editor. Okay, what I need is the first and a most important thing is an Eclipse editor. Eclipse is an editor using which we are going to write down our code base. So Eclipse editor. Okay, so we just need an Eclipse editor. The next one is Appium desktop version. Okay, Appium desktop version. And the next thing is once you have a Appium desktop version, Appium Java client drivers. Selenium Java client drivers. That's it. So if you clearly observe, I already have an Eclipse editor in my machine. I already have a Selenium Java client drivers in my machine. So the only thing I need is Appium desktop and as well as a Appium Java clients. Good. That's fine. Let us download them. So go to the Appium downloads. I can search for Appium desktop download. I just searched for Appium desktop download. From the releases, I'm just clicking on a first link, which is a navigating to Appium website. And here, if you can see, the latest release is 1.17.1. Actually, I tried installing this 1.17.1, guys, but my Windows machine is populating some security issues and it's not installing this 1.17.1 in my personal machine. I have installed this 1.17.1 in my office machine and I was able to execute it there. But in my personal machine, I'm getting some Windows firewall blockage issues. That's the reason I'm not using 1.17.1 here. I'm using, see here, 1.17.0. It's a pre-release. Definitely we are not going to use that. See, the next one is 1.15.1. This is a confirmed release. So I'm clicking on this 1.15.1. It will navigate to the exe files download page. So this is a screen from where you can download the Appium desktop version. Depending on your operating system, you can download this. And one thing is, guys, if you are using a Mac, do let me know so that I have a separate document for the Mac configuration. We have to do that separately. It's not going to be a straightforward thing for Mac. Mac is having a completely a different configuration. Do let me know at the end of the session. We will see how to do that on a Mac. Okay, cool. And here I'm using a Windows machine. See here, I'm trying to download this Appium Windows 1.15.exe file. And once after I have downloaded the exe file, just like our regular installation, double click on that exe file, follow the installation. Automatically, the file will be installed on your machine. So how would I confirm whether the Appium got installed in my machine or not? See, I can find an icon on my desktop here, Appium, with the which we can confirm that Appium got successfully installed in my machine. Good. And in order to download that dependency, I'm going for MVN repository. We know MVN repository using which we can download all the jar files. So from there, I'm searching. So URL location or which one? Yeah, after downloading the exe file as I am downloading in my machine, it's going to download here in this machine as an exe file in the downloads folder. The regular installation, assume that you want to install a VLC media player in your laptop. So you will be downloading an exe file, and upon double clicking on that exe file, you will be installing, right? So it will prompt you with all the steps. The same, more or less, it's going to be one and the same, the exe installations. Okay. Cool. Done the deal. And then, okay, so once we are done with the installation, I can find my APM on my desktop. And this desktop we are going to use for further stuff. So this is the APM desktop. So it was successfully installed. And now what we did means we navigated to APM Java client here, where in which I just want to download APM Java client, for which I navigated to a Maven repository and I searched for Appium Java clients. Okay, so here the first link is the Java client, and if you observe the parent, the location, IO Appium Java client, click on that. So whenever you clicked on that Appium Java client, see here the releases, the latest release is a 7.3.0. Click on that. And here, if you want to download it as a jar file, click on this jar file. Automatically, it will be downloading. Oh, is it for everyone? Meghali, Pallavi, Shashank, can you all see my screen? Okay, okay, okay. Cool. Okay, cool. So I guess sure, sure. See, the simple thing is I'm just navigating to a Maven repository, mvnrepository.com. And in that Maven repository, I'm just searching for APM Java client. And upon searching for this APM Java client, we are getting the search results. And in the search results, I'm clicking on a first link, which is navigating to the Java client downloads screen. And it will display the various versions, whatever you have for this Java client. Usually we will pick the recent stable version itself. 7.3.0 is the recent version. You may go with a 7.2.0 or 7.3.0. For now, I'm just going with the 7.3.0 itself. And the initial project, what I'm creating is not a Maven. So here there is a jar option. I'm clicking on this jar, which is downloading the jar file to my machine. APM Java client jar file got downloaded to my machine. Okay, good. Am I clear for you all now how to download these Java clients? Good, good. Done the deal. And once we are done with these Java client and as well as this got downloaded, the next thing is, do we need anything else here to download? Right. So the point here is, guys, we are trying to automate. Okay, we are trying to automate Android operating system, right? We are trying to automate Android operating system in the Windows machine. It means we should have Android OS in this machine, then only it will recognize the device and then it can perform operations on that. Right? It can perform operations on that. You should have an Android in your machine. Then only it will recognize that. Else it won't recognize. So definitely you should have an Android software in your machine. To download Android software, there are multiple links from where you can download, but one simple way is we can download Android Studio. Okay, Android Studio is for the Android developers basically. So if you download the Android Studio and if you have an installed Android Studio, automatically all the required Android softwares will be downloaded by that studio itself. Okay, assume that I'm using a Samsung mobile. Okay, Samsung S10, some other mobile. Whenever I purchased that mobile, I no need to install the apps like a Samsung Pay or Samsung related apps. I no need to install. By default, they will come with that particular Samsung mobile itself. The similar way, if I have a installed Android Studio in my machine, then I no need to install any other Android software. Automatically, it will install complete a bunch of Android into my machine. So for which, what I'm doing means I'm opening my browser, download a Android Studio. I'm searching for this thing in a Google and I'm clicking on my first link. Okay, I'm just clicking on my first link, which is a navigating to Android downloads page. Okay, see here, this is the thing, and click on this the download studio. Again, this is the download studio. It's going to download as an exe file itself. See here, it's going to download as an Windows installer. So I have downloaded it a couple of months before, and I may be using a older version. You may be downloading a recent version and you are using that. That's fine. Download it. Once after you have downloaded this Android Studio, just like a regular installation, double click on that file, follow the installation, click on a next, and install it. Okay, complete the installation process. Double click on the exe file, follow the installation steps, and complete the installation. It will take few minutes to download the software to your machine. Yes, you can download it. Yeah, yeah, you can do that. See, the only difference on a Mac is related to Shashank, this APM itself. Okay, APM desktop. Only this thing will change. Apart from that, the other downloads will be one and the same. Okay. Okay, cool. Done the deal. And then once we are done up to here, one second, let me clear it. Okay, so just like a regular exe file, download it, follow the installations, and just complete the installation. And once we are done with the full installation, the next thing what you need to do is launch the Android Studio. Okay, so Android Studio. At the very first time when you launch the Android Studio, it will open up a new prompt in which it will gives you couple of options in which choose create a new project option. Okay, choose create a new project option there. Straightforward, what exactly you need to do is just create a new project option, select there. And once after you have chosen that particular option, then simply follow the steps. Don't give any names for the project. Just click on a next until you find a finish button. See, for me, I have already launched the Android Studio a couple of times. That's the reason it's directly opening the editor for me. Whereas for you, whenever you launched an Android Studio, a small window will display where in which it will ask you to select a couple of options. Among all those options, just select one which is create a new project. Okay, so here what I'm doing right now means go to file. I'm showing you how can we create a new project. File, new project. I just selected that option. And whenever we clicked on a new project, this is the prompt it's going to display. By default, it will gives you a suggestion that a default name. You no need to change anything, guys. As I told you earlier, you no need to change anything. Just hit next, next, next until you find a finish. Immediately, a quick question will rise in our mind. Why we need to create the project? What is the use of creating this project? Right? What is the use of creating the projects? See, the simple point out over here is Android software has OS versions inside that, right? OS versions inside that. Let me open Google here. Android versions. So if you can see here, Android software has a multiple versions. See here, starting from one version, it will show till the latest version, this ppt this reference link. See here, Android 10 is the recent version which was there into the market from September 3rd 2019. Okay, in the month of September, Android has released the latest version, Android 10. And for every version, they are giving a API level. So what exactly the meaning is? For us as an end user, you can find the version number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. Whereas for a developer or in the backend, for every version, there is a compatible API level inside that. So for the Android 10, the corresponding API level is a 29. Okay, API number for the Android version 10 is a 29. So whenever you are creating a new project, at the very first time, once after you install the Android Studio in your machine, and when you are creating a new project there, what it will happen means it will recognize the Android OS and it will try to download the Android OS into your machine, like API 29 or API 28, whichever the versions might be. It will download that. That's the reason it's mandatory for you to create a new project. Once we are done with the creation of a project, then there is a no need for us to work on this Android Studio. We don't need anything on this Android Studio. Okay, so if you consider this as a point now, so we have a downloaded the Eclipse editor, we have a downloaded the Appium desktop and installed it, we have a downloaded the Appium Java client version, we already have a Selenium Java client, and then we downloaded the Android Studio and we installed Android Studio too. Right, this is the thing, we have a downloaded the Android Studio and we have a installed the Android Studio. Good. And then the next point here is, once after we have a downloaded and installed the Android Studio, we need to check that Android software in our local machine, like the path where it got installed. Usually the path will be one and the same. In the C drive, under the users, under your username, there is a app data folder. See here guys, there is a app data folder for me. Assume that you are trying to launch it for the very first time. You don't find this app data folder by default. In such scenarios, whenever you don't have that app data folder, you need to click on this view tab. Let me hit it. So I just clicked on that view tab, and inside the view tab, so here there is one checkbox which I have a selected, hidden items checkbox. Oh, I have a highlighted that. I checked that. So the meaning is view the hidden folders. So we are asking our system to show the folders which are already hidden. Then whenever you check that checkbox, then you can find this app data. Okay, so let me clear this screenshot. So this is the app data I can see now. Okay, let me move into this app data folder. Inside the app data, there is a local, and here under the local, you can find this Android, and inside of which there is a SDK folder. Once after you are done with your successful installation, you can find this Android software in this location. Okay, you can find this Android software in this location. Gets. And here, if you observe the platforms, so if you observe the platforms, let me move into these platforms once. See here, Android 24 is the platform I have installed. Okay, that's fine. Build tools. Let's see, 24 and 29 are the build tools that I have installed. Okay, so it means in my local machine, I have installed 24 Android and 29 Android. So what exactly? in my machine, I noticed that a 24 comma 29 Android. If you go to this reference link, 24 means I have a installed Android 7 version, and a 29 means I have a installed Android 10 version. Both the Android OS versions got installed in my machine. Okay, the similar way, once after you have downloaded it and installed it, within the platform folder you can find your Android platform which it got installed. So here Android 24, it's an API level. 24 is an API level. See here 24, it's a nuggets. Okay, that's the one. Whereas if you install a 29, then it's going to be Android 10. That's going to be your version. Good. Done the deal. We have a successfully downloaded all the things. Then what needs to be done again? So the next point that we need to do is, once we are done with the Android download and installation, we need to update this software in environmental variables. Okay, we need to update this software in environmental variables. Okay, in the environmental variables directly. Okay, so why we need to update the software and the environmental variables means, usually, Android will see, once after I added or I installed this Android, it will recognize the mobiles which I have connected. Okay, in order to do so, we need to always navigate to the command prompt. To cross check whether my connected device is recognized or not, I need to navigate to my command prompt. So, usually, if you have updated your software in the environmental variables, then what it will happen mean, wherever you are in a command prompt, directly your system will recognize the software. Else, you need to navigate to the installed folder location to recognize the software. So what I'm doing right now means, I will try to update this software in an environmental variables, so that in the command prompt, wherever I was, my system will recognize that software. So here, this is what my Android root folder is. Copy the path till SDK, and now right click on this PC, properties, and I am selecting this advanced system settings, advanced environmental variables. I'm clicking on that, and under the system variables, you need to do, under the system variables, create a new. Okay, so here I have already created it. I'm just editing it. Whatever the path you identified, place that path here, and the name is Android Home. It should be in an uppercases, Android underscore home. You need to specify here and hit OK. We have updated that Android Home path here. Once after we updated the Android Home, I have build tools and a platform tools. Guys, as I told you that I have installed the older versions of Android Studio, and that took a couple of months or a year before. That's the reason I can find all these three folders. Whereas whenever you people are installing the latest Android Studio, you may not find a one folder inside that, but that's fine. Okay, if you are finding the platform tools, the build tools, that's fine. Even if one folder is not populating for you, that's fine. Okay, so what I'm doing right now means, so these are the three different folders, right? So what I'm doing means, navigate inside the build tools, just copy the path for these build tools, just copy the path for these build tools, go to the environmental variables. Under the system variables itself, we have a path variable. Under the system variable, we have a path, edit it, and here directly place that build tools folder here. Whatever the build tools folder is there, just place it here. The similar way, once we are done with these build tools, come to tools, copy the tools path, go back here, place the tools path. The same way, go back here, navigate to platform tools, copy it and place it here. That's it. We have updated all these information. So what you need to do here, you need to update Android home, the first thing, and then build tools, build tools, platform tools, and the tools. I have these three folders, hence I have updated it. Whereas for you, if you have only two folders, just update that information. That's it. So this is a simple thing, guys. I'm done with my configuration now. So this is the basic configuration required on a Windows machine. Okay, guys. So this one you need to consider. This is the basic configuration required for us to work on a Windows machine. Good. Am I clear for you all till now? Yes. Yes. Yes, you have to place it in an environmental variables. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Done the deal. Am I clear for you all till now or any questions for me? Meghalgi, Shashank, Srikant, everyone. It's clear, right? Good. Yeah, I will start the same process on a Mac in just 2 minutes, Shashank, so that what are all the things you need to do on a Mac, you can do it now. Okay, just be with me for a few minutes. I will do that right now. Okay, cool. We have downloaded all the things, and now we need to arrange the things in place. Anyways, we just need to arrange the stuff in place. That's the first thing. And the next point here is, let's try to launch our Appium desktop and see how it looks like. Okay, so double click on that Appium desktop. It's trying to launch. It will take a few minutes to launch that Appium desktop version. So here, the Appium desktop is the most important thing for us. Whenever you are executing your test scripts, whenever you are executing your scripts, it's mandatory for you to start this server. Okay, you have to start this server, then only you can continue your execution. If not, it won't recognize that. Okay, and another thing is, okay, so we have installed Android Studio successfully in my machine. How would I know whether this Android got successfully installed or not? Right, so we should know, right? I have installed Android. How come I know whether my system is recognizing this or not? So what I'm doing right now means I'm connecting my personal Android device to this machine. Okay, using an USB cable. Using USB cable, I'm connecting my mobile phone to this laptop. Okay, I have connected my device now. Okay, how would I know whether it got connected or not? Open the command prompt. Okay, command prompt. So once you open the command prompt, adb space devices. Okay, adb space devices. It's an Android command which will recognize the connected Android devices to your machine. If you have a connected 5 USB cables, for the 5 cables you have 5 devices, all the 5 devices list will be displayed. As of now, I have connected only one device. That device name, this is the device name which it got highlighted. So this is the device you have connected, and list of devices it will display. So it means you can confirm that, okay, my device got successfully connected and my system is recognizing that particular device. My Android, it's been recognizing that. Good enough. And once we are done with this particular one, we can confirm that I have successfully installed Android in my machine, and my device is being recognized. Okay, cool. And then the next point is, usually it may not recognize your device at the initial instance. What you need to do means, so here I'm using a Vysor app which will reflect my mobile instance here. Okay, this app, why we are using means whenever you are giving a client demos and all those things. If I am executing my test scripts, they don't know, right? See, my mobile is connected to my laptop and I can only see that mobile, but you people can't see that. Whenever I'm giving a client demo, how would they know the script is executing or not? So that's the reason we have a Vysor app for Chrome, which will show me my complete mobile instance here. So here I'm trying to launch this Vysor. It was already installed to my machine. Okay, I'm trying to launch this Vysor app, whereas for you it will prompt you as install this add-on. Upon installing that, you can find this launch app, and you can find these apps here within a browser. There is a app section here, right? Clicking on that, you can find your Vysor app after successful installation. See, I have my Vysor here. I'm hitting that the Vysor. It's prompting. And as I connected, okay, can you see my screen? So, may I know your good name is Pravalika. Are you facing issues with my screen? I don't think. Yeah, so I have opened this Vysor, and in this Vysor, it is displaying one device. We have already connected that. It is showing as a view option for me. Clicking on a view, the complete mobile instance is populating here. Okay, whatever the mobile is there, it's populating here. And moreover, here from this tab, I can operate my mobile also. See, I have opened, assume that I have opened some apps on my mobile. So those app screen, it will prompt here. It's installing, it will take a few seconds. Okay, it's installing Vysor on my mobile. Okay, once the Vysor installation got completed on my mobile, then it will reflect my screen here. It may take a few seconds to get it. That's it. But this is the way how exactly we can mirror our mobile instance into a laptop. So the reason why we have a connected this one is to show you some configuration what exactly we need to do as part of this mobile recognition. So why 1 second. Let's see, I'm getting a blank screen. Not sure. 1 second, guys. Just give me a minute. Let's see why we are getting a blank screen here. Okay. Okay. I'm able to operate the stuff on my mobile, but I can see the blank screen. Okay. 1 second. Name settings. Let me check out the configurations. Usually, directly upon connecting, it should recognize the mobile instance there, but somehow few operations I can do, so hitting on a home, it's a hitting home on my device. Such kind of an operations are working on my device, but the screen is not populating. I'll cross check once again why it's not doing that. Okay, but this is one thing. And if you consider here the Appium, launched the Appium few minutes before, right? It will take some time to launch the Appium desktop. Once this Appium desktop got launched, this is the screen which it will populate. Okay, this is the screen which it will populate, like start the server, such kind of an options it will prompt. So among all these things, the port number it is populating is 4723. You are going to start your Appium server on your port 4723, and the server version is 1.15.1. That's what we have downloaded. Click on start server. So whenever you hit a start server, this is the screen it is populating. The server is running. Welcome to Appium 1.15.1. And here if you observe, has an interface listener started on 4723 0.0.0 colon 4723. So it's mentioning that your Appium is listening to this particular port. 0 colon 4723 is the port it's populating. Okay, good enough. Done the deal. So this is how I need to start my Appium server, and this is how I just need to perform this stuff.
Is this point clear for you all till now, or any questions for me? Cool. Hi everyone. Good morning. So if you remember in the yesterday's session, we have seen how to configure Appium on a Windows, and in parallel we have seen how to configure it on a Mac. Once we are done with this configuration, the next point we need to do is, if you see what we have done so far, we downloaded all the required files and the softwares in our machine. Now we just need to cross check whether everything is working or not. Okay, whether everything is working properly or not, I just need to cross check. So what I am doing right now means, as you all know that we are going to use Java programming language and Eclipse editor for this. So let me launch my Eclipse editor and let me create a new program in the editor. In order to create a new program, for sure, I need to create a new project. Right, I need to create a new project. First of all, let me launch my Eclipse editor. Okay, so it's launching. Let's wait for a minute. Okay, so once the Eclipse editor got launched, then let us create a new Java project for us. We are targeting a Java project, so let us create a new Java project within our Eclipse editor. So let's go back and see how this is going to work. So the Eclipse editor is loading up. And one thing is, yesterday, if you remember, I tried to show my mobile instance here using a Vysor app, right? And I noticed that there are a bunch of issues. It's throwing as a blank screen with respect to Vysor. And it's somehow there is a version compatibility issue occurring now, not only here, even in my office machine also from last 3 to 4 days, I'm encountering this. So for this, what I have done means I have chosen an alternative for this, which is an AirDroid. Okay, which is an AirDroid. I'll show you this, how to use this. Using this one, I'm sharing my mobile screen here. And it's not required for you at all until you want to demo in your real world. Okay, if you want to demo in a real world, then you need these mirroring or this kind of a tools. Okay, how we are going to use this tool anyways, once after I started writing down the script, I will help you out with that. So I'm trying to launch this Eclipse editor, and within this Eclipse editor, let me create a new Java project for me. New Java project. And in this Java project, I'm giving a name as batch 121 APM. So I have created a new project and click on a next button. So whenever I have chosen a next button here, see it is displaying source, project, libraries, order import. I can switch to the libraries tab, and from here itself directly I can add the jar files. So what I am doing right now means I switch it to this libraries tab. I'm clicking on these add external jars. Yesterday we have downloaded Selenium, Appium Java. Right. So I have selected this Appium Java client and I hit this open button. So I just added the jar file. And what additional jar files we need to add? What additional jar files we need to add to our projects? As we all know that Appium is built on top of a Selenium, so we need to add those jar files as well. So here I'm adding my Selenium dependencies as well. Selenium Java client drivers 3.141.59 is the latest version, which we used it in our Selenium sessions. I'm using the same Selenium Java 3.141.59. Switch to the libs, added everything here. So I have added all my required jar files at the time of a project creation itself, and I clicked on finish. Okay, whenever I clicked on a finish, automatically a new project got created here for me. Right, a new project got created for me. That's it. That's a simple point. See here, batch 121 APM, a new project got created for me. That's it. This is a simple thing which I need. So I have created a new Java project. Now let us expand this Java project and see what exactly the content we have inside this project. So one second, I'm just loading this Eclipse editor so that we can see this, what we have inside of this one. Okay, so whenever we expand the Java project, you can find three sub folders inside that. See here, SRC, wherein which you are going to write down your source code, JRE system library, the complete Java related jar files, the referenced libraries, whatever the jar files we have created. Now, to this SRC, I'm creating a new package with a name as a scripts. And inside the scripts, I'm creating a new Java class, example one, with a main methods. Good enough. Successfully, we have created a new Java class. Now, how to create mobile automation code here? Right. How to create a mobile automation code here? We don't know anything. But one thing I noticed is we added Appium Java client drivers, and that a version we have added is 7.3.0, something we have added this. Right. Now what I'm doing right now means go back to the browser, Appium Java client documentation. I'm searching for a documentation. Say I'm clicking on the first link. So this is the link. See, if you observe, Java client 7.3.0 Java doc. So this is the one. Let me open it and let's see. So usually, whichever the document you have opened, whichever the version you have opened, see on the top there is an option. See, here is a drop down basically. So in this drop down, you can select your respective APM versions. Automatically, the documentation will be populated related to that version. See here, if I use any older versions, I can select it. This documentation is rendered for that. Or okay, yeah, this documentation is rendered for that. As we used a 7.3.0, this is the documentation. So here, these many packages are there within this documentation, and it has these many classes inside of that. These are all the various classes. So if you start with the A, basically Android by Android driver, Android element, Android find all, Android find by. So first of all, let me click this Android driver. So whenever you clicked on this Android driver, see here, class, it is an Android driver. That's fine. It's extending a web element. That's fine. So this is the syntax basically. Type parameters. See here, it is asking a parameter, right? The required type implements a web element. So what exactly the parameter you need to pass, we are just specifying here. And using this Android driver, what are all the implementations we can do? Everything is listed here. what are all the various implementations we have, everything. An Android driver object creation, you can use any one of these methods. So we do have a bunch of methods here in order to create an Android driver, like the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one. Among all these things, we are going to use one option, which is this one, Android driver, for which we are passing the Appium server URL. See here, on which port your Appium server is passing, you need to pass that URL followed by desired capabilities. I don't know anything about a desired capabilities. Fine, we will study it now. But one thing I observed from this documentation. So, from the official documentation of Appium, I noticed that Android driver needs two inputs to create an object. The first one which I need from it is basically Appium server URL, on which port Appium is started. That URL you need to specify. And the next one is desired capabilities. Okay, so these are the two things we need to pass. But if you remember the yesterday's class, whenever we started the Appium server, it is displaying a 4723 as a default port. So to cross check, let me launch my Appium here. I'm just performing a double click operation on my Appium, and let us see the port number once again, on which port it is starting. Okay, so it's trying to launch this Appium now. Let's see once it got launched. Okay, and in the meantime, they are mentioning that we need a desired capabilities. Appium need a desired capabilities here. Fine. We will see what are all the desired capabilities you need to pass. We will see that in details. Okay, we will see all those things in detail. What are all the desired capabilities we need? We will see all those things in details. And here, if you see, these are all the various methods, whatever we will get upon creating an object to the Android driver. In the official documentation, they have given all these things, all the invisible elements, all these things, element tested, execute, find element by class name, find element by ID. So these are the various methods you can use on top of that Android objects. On top of that Android object, you can use all these methods. Okay, see here, methods inherited from Appium driver. So what exactly this Appium driver? See, I noticed that Android driver, right? Whenever I opened the documentation, I noticed that an Android driver. So when can we use this Android driver? Means if you want to execute your scripts on Android OS, then we will use it. For suppose if you want to use iOS, then you will be creating an object to an iOS driver. Then what is an Appium driver? Appium driver is the main class. Let me click on that. So let's see this. Appium Java client driver, it started with the Appium driver itself, and from this Appium driver, we have Android driver, iOS driver, and Windows driver. Appium driver is the first class. From the Appium driver, specific to work on an Android, we have an Android driver. If you work on an iOS, you have an iOS driver. And if you work on a Windows, you have a Windows driver. These are all the three OS categorizations. We just studied about an Android driver. It has what are all the various methods we have. Even we looked into these methods. Okay, good enough. Done the deal. So this is about Appium Java client documentation. Good. Now here it launched the Appium desktop and it is asking me to update to 1.17.1. I don't want to do that. As I told you yesterday, there are some security issues which are populating in my Windows machine. To get rid of all these things, I'm not installing 1.17 for now. Maybe at a later point we will install that. And now here, when you observe this Appium desktop, the host is 4 zeros, 0.0.0.0, and the port number is 4723. Whenever I hit the start server, see those are 4 dots of 0 followed by a 4723. Appium REST HTTP interface listener started this. So the meaning is your Appium server started on this 4723 port. Okay, your Appium server started on this 4723 port. That's what the meaning of this particular one is. Okay, that's it. So we noticed that this is a somehow we can use it in our URL 0.0.0.4723 colon 4723 is a URL. Good enough. I understood about the URL component which we are defining here in this capability. So we are passing the remote address. I understood the remote address contains 0.0.0.4723. That's fine. Yes. Yeah. See. Yeah. Fine. See, the simple point here is okay. Appium driver is the root class or the parent class. From the Appium driver, if you want to work on an Android, you have to create an object to the Android driver. If you want to work on an iOS, you need to create an iOS driver. Why we need to create Android and an iOS drivers means the Android driver has a specific methods which are related to Android OS. iOS driver has a specific methods which are related to iOS. So if you are targeting for Android automation, go ahead and create an object to Android driver. If you are targeting for iOS, go ahead and create an object for iOS driver. And if you look into this Appium driver creation syntax, it needs the remote address. Once we started the Appium server, we identified that a remote address, and then the desired capabilities. We don't know what exactly these desired capabilities are. Let us study about these desired capabilities now. So here, what I am doing right now means I'm searching in Google Appium desired capabilities. So we found this one in a Appium only, right? So that's the reason Appium desired capabilities, and I hit enter. So whenever we hit an enter, see the documentation. See, everything is pointing to an Appium documentation itself. Okay, so here it's pointing to Appium now. Click on this, the desired capabilities. Whenever you clicked on the desired capabilities, see here in new screen got a displayed Appium desired capabilities screen got a displayed. So if you observe the description, desired capabilities are keys and values encoded in a JSON object sent by Appium clients to the server when a new automation session is requested. Okay, so what it's going to happen means we are the one who need to pass the desired capabilities so that Appium will use these desired capabilities in order to create a new session. For suppose, yesterday I have shown you, I connected my mobile device, right? So, in order to establish or in order to execute my test script on that mobile device, I need to pass that mobile information in form of a desired capabilities in Appium so that Appium will recognize your device and it will establish a connection with your device. Once it established a connection, then you can Appium will perform operations on that particular device. So the ultimate point is in order to establish a connection with your device and in order to execute your test script on your device, we need to pass a desired capabilities in your Appium test script. So the desired capabilities are simply my mobile information. I can pass it in a desired capabilities. Anyways, what are all the capabilities we are going to pass? We are going to study right now. So, okay, they tell APM driver all kind of important things about how you want to your test to work. Okay, each APM client build capabilities in a way specific to a client language, but at the end of the day they sent over the JSON objects. So what this is meaning is, depending on a language whatever you are using, the syntax may change in declaring those desired capabilities, but internally all these capabilities will be sent to APM using this JSON object itself. Okay, good, done the deal, done up to here. Okay, so if you observe here the text right now, there are many sets of desired capabilities supported by APM. Depending on your need, you need to pass all these capabilities. See here, this page was divided into multiple sections. One is a general capabilities. It has a common capabilities for Android and an iOS. And the next set is Android only capabilities. In an Android, we have UI Automator 1, UI Automator 2, Expresso. These are the different types of frameworks available to automate Android. We will see about this one moving further, but for now, consider APM is our major framework. Okay, the core framework. Okay, so these are the general capabilities which it has a info related to Android, iOS, and everything. And these are only Android specific capabilities. These are only iOS specific capabilities. Mac related capabilities, some information is given here. Okay, so this is a generic information what they have given here. So let us study about these capabilities. The first one is automation name. Which automation engine you want to use? See here, APM, and in the braces they have given it as a default. So it means APM is the default name which you need to give for this automation name capability. Automation name is a capability, and the default value you need to pass is an APM. If APM is not working, you will be giving a UI Automator 2 or Expresso or a UI Automator, all these things for Android. Android. If you are testing it on an Android, you can give it for APM, UI Automator 2, Expresso, UI Automator 1. Any one of these things we can give it for Android operating system. See here, they have a given also for Android. And if you are targeting for iOS, then you need to give this value as an XCUI test. Okay, as of now we are working on an Android itself. So as per this the default understanding, automation name is a capability name, and the value we need to pass is an APM. So let me document it here in a Word document, or instead of a Word document I'm placing it in the script itself. In the comments, automation name, it's going to be APM. I passed it. And the platform name, on which operating system, which mobile operating platform you want to use. You want to execute on an iOS, you want to execute on an Android, or you want to execute it on a Firefox. See guys, real world 99% of the mobiles are either Android or iOS itself, and as of now we are focusing on an Android, right? So the platform name and the value is Android. And the platform version, this platform version, you can find it. What is this? Mobile operating system version. On which mobile you want to execute, what is the Android version in that mobile, you need to mention it. We will see moving further for this value. Device name, the kind of a mobile device or emulator to use. Okay, the kind of a mobile device. So if I have a connected my Samsung mobile, it has a unique name. I need to give that a unique name here. Then what is an emulator? See, let me add a pointer here. Emulator is a virtual device for Android. Emulator is an Android virtual device. That's not a real device at all. It's a virtual device. We are using it. How can we create a virtual device? We will see moving further. But emulator means it's a virtual device. It is not a real device. We are we may borrow it from a source lab or a browser stack, some other things, or we can create a virtual devices using a Android Studio, or a few more options are there. We will see that moving further. In my current situation, I am targeting on my real device. So the device name is the parameter which I need to pass, and I don't know the value. We'll see moving further. And the next one is app. So this app, the absolute path of the app, it might be an APK file or an IPA file. Okay, fine. Copy this. As a we are working on an Android, it's going to be an APK file. For iOS, it's going to be an IPA file. So APK file. We don't know about a APK. We will study it. Okay, we will study it. These are the capabilities. And below that, it has a other apps, browser name, new command timeout, language locally, all those things are there. Among all the existing capabilities to work on any kind of an application, if you pass these five capabilities, you are good enough to work on your test scripts. Okay, you are good enough in order to work on your test scripts. Good. So what I'm doing right now means, okay, we'll see how to generate these capabilities. Okay, so I know these automation name and a platform name, but I don't know about this platform version, device name, and all those things, right? Let us study how to get all those things and let's use them. Okay, good. So what I am doing right now means, in order to get my device a name, so here I am trying to connect my mobile device to my machine. Okay, on whichever the machine I am trying to install this APM, on the same machine itself, I am trying to connect my mobile device. Okay, good enough. I connected my mobile device. But how would you see my mobile instance, right? So as I told you that we do have a different apps, and one among those app is an AirDroid. So I have installed, okay, AirDroid is an app which is used. AirDroid is an app which is used to share my mobile screen on the laptop, for which the steps what you need to do is you need to create an app. Okay, sorry, create an account in the AirDroid first, followed by you need to install app in the mobile and in the laptop too, and just log in with that account. Okay, so I have already installed it. Let just launch it. So whenever I launched it, see here, it will prompt me to the login screen. It's just an exe file how we are going to download. Okay, see here, if you can search with the AirDroid download for Android, you are getting the reference link, and from here, if you click on that, it's going to download this AirDroid to your machine. Okay, so here, install, so it's going to download this, and once it got downloaded, you can find an exe file. So here, where is this? See, AirDroid desktop client, I have installed it. That's it. This is a reference. Okay, so directly you can copy this name if you want. Where is this? 1 second. The population. Okay, 1 second. So here, 1 second. This AirDroid screen is populating. Yeah. So here I'm copying this name, directly searching in a Google AirDroid downloads, and you can use any one of these things to download this AirDroid. Okay, download the AirDroid, and see I'm placing this link in the document itself. you can use it. You can download it from this. It's just an exe file. How we have downloaded the exe files yesterday, the similar way you need to download this exe file as well. Once it got downloaded, double click it and install it. You just need to create an account, and once after you created an account on the desktop, log in into that. So whenever you logged into the very first time, this is how it will populate. And here, once you logged in into your AirDroid accounts, then here there is this option. See this option. Let me click on that option now. See here, remote control. I clicked on that remote control. So whenever I clicked on a remote control, see here, uh, the options are populating. So Samsung, access phone from camera from desktop, use keyboard, view the recording, remote control. See here, my requirement is control your phone from computer, right? Remote control is my option, and I'm clicking on this remote control. Whenever I'm clicking on that, it will establish a connection with my mobile device, and it will populate here. That complete a mobile instance screen, it will populate here. That's it. That's a simple thing. See, it reflected my mobile instance now. See, this is the home screen on my mobile. On my mobile, I opened the applications screen. I have opened some clock on my mobile. It's displaying the same clock here. The same things, whatever I'm performing on my mobile, the reflection of my mobile, it is displaying here. So one thing what I want to show you out over here is the first and foremost thing which we need to do is enable USB debugging mode in the mobile. That's the first thing. Then only this AirDroid will recognize that. Okay, you need to enable debugging settings on your mobile. How to enable the debugging settings on my mobile? So what I am doing means I am opening my settings screen. So I just launched my mobile. If you can see here, I'm hitting this settings on my mobile, and on this settings screen at the end you can find an about the phone option. Click on that about the phone, and it has a software information option. Click on that software information. And whenever you hit the software information, see it is displaying a bunch of details, among which we have a build number option. It's just a simple text field. Tap that build number for 10 times continuously. I'm tapping it. See, whenever I started tapping on that particular text field, a tooltip message is populating. If you clearly observe the tooltip message, it is somewhere coming here. If you observe that message, no need to no need a developer mode has been already enabled. Such warning message is populating. I have already enabled a developer mode in my mobile. That's the reason it's not coming. Whereas for you people, if you tap on this text field for 10 different times continuously, one pop-up will display. Upon clicking two more times, developer mode will be enabled. Click on OK. And then after a few minutes, a confirmation, after a few seconds itself, a confirmation message will display stating that developer mode got enabled. Okay, developer mode got enabled option will display here. Whenever the developer mode option got enabled, displayed here as a tooltip, now go back. So I'm clicking on this back in the software information. Again, click on back in and about the phone. Just below the about the phone now, the developer options will display for us. Hit the developer options, and inside the developer options, okay, inside the developer options, there is one debugging section, USB debugging. By default, this is in a off mode like this. Okay, by default that USB debugging mode is in a off mode. You need to enable it like this. Whenever you enable the USB, one second guys. Guys, can you all see my screen or you are having any issues with my screen? One. Enabled this USB debugging mode. That's the ultimate point. USB debugging mode should be enabled. Then only your Appium will recognize this device. Not only Appium, this Android, everything will recognize this device whenever this USB debugging is enabled. So it's a mandatory check for us. You need to enable it first. That's going to be a first precondition for us. Good. Now what I did, I connected my mobile and I have enabled USB debugging mode on that. Great. Now what I can do, I can see my mobile screen here on my laptop and even I can operate my mobile too. Right? Even I can operate my mobile too. That's great. Then the next point what I need to do is we started at this point to identify the desired capabilities like mobile version, mobile name, etc. If you jump onto your script, platform name and the device name, we don't have any clarity on that. Open the Android, go to About the Phone, and in the About the Phone, click on Software Information, the place where we navigated earlier, where we clicked on a build number itself. On the same screen, Android version. What is the version of the Android here? 10. Just a 10. Right. So go back to your script and add a comment as 10 here. Sorry. The Android version, platform version as a 10. I have added a comment. Now, the device name. How can I get the device name? Usually, we will get all the device information using a single command in Appium. Okay, using a single command in an Appium, we will be getting all the desired, devices information. So here, what exactly that particular command is? Let me search for adb.exe in the documents. Okay, see here ADB. So what exactly this ADB is? This is an Android debug bridge. It's a command line tool that lets you to communicate with a device, emulator, or any connected Android device. This ADB is included in the Android itself. You no need to download this ADB explicitly. Upon installing this Android, generally this ADB will be installed. To see the device information, open the command prompt and type ADB space devices and hit enter. So even you no need to use a adb.exe space devices. You can use a adb space devices and hit enter button. Automatically, how many devices are got connected, it will display the list of devices. As of now, I have a connected only one device. It populated here. The name which is displaying here, we can call it as a device name. So this is what my device name is. Okay, this is what exactly my device name is. So copy the device name from the command prompt and place it in your test script. We have a device named. Good. Everything is in place except this APK file. What is this APK file? Again, search in the document about APK files. Okay, so APK info. One second, let me search for this. Okay, so here is an APK. So what exactly an APK is? Android application package. This is similar to that of exe files which we use to install program on a Windows machine. The only difference is that APK files are designed exclusively to work on an Android device. Okay, exclusively to work on an Android device itself. But the thing is, for our testing purpose itself, we are using these application packages. Usually, once we are done with the complete development of that particular application, okay, so here, once after your application is on live, then you can find the application from the Play Store, right? But before that, developers will create APK files for our testing, and we will use those APK files. Okay, we will use those APK files specifically for our testing. Okay, good enough. As we are working on some real world examples, I did some exploratory stuff and I have downloaded some APK files for me for us to study in the sessions. Okay, so I have downloaded few APK files. So whatever the APK files I have downloaded, I just placed all those APK files on the desktop in a new folder. It has all these APK files information. Okay, these are the new files which I have downloaded for us. And one thing is, if you feel that you want to practice on any other application, do suggest that. Like assume that you feel that India Mart will be a good example. Suggest me. I will download that app and we will see the scenarios on that particular application itself. Okay, good. So I have downloaded these APK files. So in your test scripts, yeah. Yeah, I will tell you how exactly you can download your own APK files. But here I have downloaded these APK files from, if you can see these documentation, there is a APK for fun.com, APK for pure.com. There are multiple sites. You can directly search in a Google free APK file download. Bunch of URLs will display. And here, if you want to download a APK file for LinkedIn, you can find it. Just download it. It will download an APK file. Just place that APK file in your program and use it. That's it. See, download the required APK files. Here it's populating all the APK files. Just download the desired APK files. And in the real world, as I told you, whenever you are working on your projects, it's your developer responsibility to provide you the APK files, or they will guide you how to generate the APK files from the source code. So they will help us in generating the APK files. And now, for now, what I am considering is demo3.apk file is the desired APK file. So here we need to pass the path of this APK file. So right click on a demo3, go to properties. Here is the path. So copy the path and place it in the document slash demo3.apk. Oh, sorry, slash demo3.apk. That's it. These are the capabilities, right? We have all the capabilities with us now. Now, just what we need to do, we need to we need to define those capabilities. Okay, go to the browser, desired capabilities in Selenium, declaration. Usually, the basic declaration, it's going to be a simple thing. Okay, so directly you can create an object to the desired capabilities in Appium. Like, desired capabilities space obj name is equal to new desired capabilities is that. See here. They have a given the desired capabilities syntax. Let me scroll down to show you this. See here, set the capability. Okay, they are setting down the capabilities. Okay, see here, desired capabilities space caps is equal to new desired capabilities, and whatever the capabilities you want to set, caps dot set a capability and the parameter name and the parameter value. So here, create an object to desired capabilities followed by dc dot set a capability parameter name comma parameter value. That's it. I just passed this info. Now let me create an object. Desired capabilities space DC is equal to new desired capabilities. That's it. I have created an object to my desired capabilities. So this desired capabilities, I'm using it from Selenium. So whenever you mouse over on that, by default, it is showing an error message. Whenever you mouse over on that, it is suggesting me to import it from Selenium. Yes, of course, import it from Selenium. Now I noticed that dc dot set capability is a command which I need to use. So dc dot, let me get that set capability screen. So 1 second, let it load. Yes, set capability. So here, the first capability followed by its value. So here we named it as an automation name. Copy it, place it here. We know the value as an APM. That's it, I place it here. Just like that, set all the capabilities. DC dot set the capability. For my simplicity, what I am doing means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a 5 different capabilities. Let me copy this line for 5 times. I have already passed automation name. Now copy the platform name and place that details here. And the similar way, copy the third capability, place the details here. Copy the fourth capability and place it here. Copy the fifth capability app and place it here. Usually here we need to mention 2 slashes. Your Selenium won't recognize with a single slash. Hence I am adding a 2 slashes here everywhere. Okay, good. So I just passed all the capabilities. If you remember the APM documentation for Android, we need to pass 2 things for that. One is a desired capabilities, and the second thing is APM server URL. Right? APM server URL, you just need to pass on that information itself. So, but we need to create an object to Android driver. Right? At the end here, I'm doing Android driver space driver is equal to new Android driver, but we need to pass the first capability as an APM server URL and the second capability as the desired capabilities. So here, desired capabilities, I created an object as a DC and I'm creating an instance as a URL. That's it, URL as an instance. Now, what is this URL? This URL should hold your APM server instance. So here, what I am doing means URL space URL is equal to new URL of, see here guys, if you observe, 127.0.0.1 is the port in which your APM server is started. Slash WebDriver slash hub is the APM server URL. Copy this URL and hit it on a browser. Hit it on a browser. Whenever the APM server is started, then the URL did not map to a valid resource message will come. If the Appium server was not started, then it will display page not found error screen. Whenever the Appium server is started, the URL did not map message will display, with which we can confirm that this is an Appium server itself. So here, what I have done means I created an object to a URL. The Appium server, I'm just passing it in an URL. Now, mouse over on this Android driver. It is asking us to import it from Appium. Yeah, good enough. Import it. And then this is looking for a throws declaration. Just do that. And then after creating an object to the Appium, I'm using a thread.sleep for 10,000 seconds, and I am using driver.quit command at the end. I'll show you what exactly this a quit command, why I have used a quit command. Anyways, I'll show you that point now. Okay, now what I'm doing means let me save this test script. I hope I am good with my test script. Let me try to run my test script. Right click, run as a Java application. Let me try to execute this one. Whenever we are executing your test scripts, your Appium server will gives you a detailed log of each and everything. Whatever the step it's executing, it will display everything in a detailed log itself. But let me run my script here. I just started executing it, and in parallel I opened this AirDroid instance. See, I'm just keeping all these three things in a parallel. I opened my Appium server. I want to see what it is populating in an Appium server, and I want to see what exactly it is coming up in my script and what exactly it is performing on my device. I kept everything here. See, getting connected devices. If you see the Appium, it is getting the connected devices. Sometimes it will prompt you with this message on your device: allow USB debugging mode. Click always and allow it basically. Whenever you are executing your test scripts, if a pop-up is populating on your mobile device, just allow it. And now here, this is trying to establish a connection with that device now, and it is trying to install that app on that particular device. Okay, Appium is trying to install that app on that real device. Let us see. Okay, it's getting executed, so running. It will take some time to install the device, um, the app on the device. It won't be on a fly, it won't finish in a fraction of seconds. It will take a couple of minutes to finish that. Okay, if you consider iOS, the speed is a bit slow also. See here, it is verifying the app now. It is trying to install this app on this device. Starting say users local build app with the arguments verify the print. So it is trying to build or launch that particular app on that device. Okay, so got an unexpected response with an undefined. Okay, but it's executing here. If you see now, the app got launched on my real device. See, this is the instance. This has got launched here. Earlier it was a blank screen. Now it launched the app now, and after a few seconds it terminated that app too. So here, driver.quit is a command which will terminate the app. Okay, usually every session WebDriver will maintain some some session details, so it's good for us to terminate those sessions at the end of our test script. So that's the reason I have used a driver.quit. The reason why I used a thread.sleep is after creating an object, I am asking it to wait for some time and then terminate the browser. Upon creating an object to the Android driver, upon creating an object to Android driver, it will automatically install app in your device, and it will launch the app too. Okay, it will launch the app too. Okay, good. This is the thing. This is a high level overview on this concept, guys. Is this? I hope this point is clear for you. Now it's turned from your end to go ahead and practice this stuff. Okay. guys, what I'm doing right now means, as informed you earlier, so we had an issue yesterday in connecting with a Vysor. So there is an issue with the Vysor Chrome plugin. That's the reason I'm downloading Vysor from direct official site, which is going to be an application in my machine itself. So I have downloaded this Vysor exe file and let me install it. So the reason why I'm preferring Vysor is it's easy one when compared to any other tools. Other tools like Android and all those things, they need an installation and they need a login from us, and every time we need to establish a connection with a mobile and as well as a laptop. Too many things are there in the other apps. That's the reason I don't want to use all the things. I just want to go with a Vysor app itself. Okay, that's fine. Let this Vysor install. In the meantime, what I want to do right now is I've opened my Eclipse editor, and within this Eclipse editor, the script of which we prepared yesterday. Right. So if you observe all the capabilities, it's going to be one and the same. So what I want to do today is I want to create a new scenario which will perform operations on that app. Yesterday, we just installed the app. Now, I need to perform operations on that app. Okay, so what kind of operations I can perform on that app? First of all, we need to know, right? We just need to analyze what kind of an operations I can perform on that app. So I'm just using this Vysor now. See, I can see my mobile instance here. Now, let me pull that app what we have installed yesterday. Yeah, this is the app GDA test. Whenever you opened this particular app, it is prompting me with these many options: mathematical reasoning, reasoning through the languages, science, blah blah. These many options are populating. I can click on any one of these things. Whenever I click on something, this part is populating, right? And here at the bottom, there is a test button. I can click on this, the test button, and some text is populating, and you can go with a customized test or start test, whichever it might be. Let's do these things. So my intention is I just want to change these things, nothing more than that. Okay, I just want to change these things. In order to change these things, okay, in order to perform operations on the mobile app, we need to know the properties for the desired objects. Right. Without knowing the properties of the desired object, we can't perform any operation on that app. So the question out over here is, how can we identify various properties related to the app, right, with which we can perform the operation? Find the app properties. In order to identify the app properties, we are going to use Appium inspector session. Okay, Appium inspector session is there using which you can identify the properties. How to launch this Appium inspector session? Once you started a Appium desktop, then there is an option for us to select the inspector. See here, we are on a Appium desktop. Let me start my server. And once after I started my server, see here, I can see a placeholder text as the server is running. Right, the server is running, a placeholder text is there for me. And next to this text here, the three buttons are there. The first button is a magnifying icon is there. Right. Let me click on that button, or let me first of all mouse over on that particular button so that we can see the options. So here, whenever I mouse over on that particular button, it's displaying as Start Inspector Session. Okay, it's displaying a message as a start inspector session. Just click on that start inspector session. So whenever you hit it, there's a start inspector session. It's prompting you a new window. So where in which it will show you the option to connect with your device. Let this screen load so that we can look at that particular option. So it will take a few minutes. But one thing what exactly we need to do is in this APM inspector session, we need to pass the desired capabilities. Whatever the capabilities we passed in the program, the same set we need to pass here. Okay, we need to pass the same set here also. Let it load so that we can pass all the desired capabilities here within this inspector session. Okay, so usually it will take a few seconds to load this one. Okay, now it got loaded. Let me maximize this screen. So here in the bottom, I can find the desired capabilities. Like one tab is there, and here it's prompting me with the options, and there is a plus symbol to add a new row. Okay, so what I am doing right now means let me type automation name. So whenever I type it as an automation name, see here in the JSON representation, it is representing. Okay, the next one is platform name, right? Platform name, and my platform name is Android. Okay, next device name. So these are the case sensitive things, guys. So whatever the capabilities we saw in that APM desired capabilities, the same name we need to pass it here. Like D should start, automation A should start with a lowercase and N should start with an uppercase. All these naming conventions you need to follow. And then once after we are done with all these things, automation name, platform name, device name, platform version, right? Platform version 10. See, I'm giving randomly these values. App, the last parameter is an app, APK file location. So once after you have entered all these capabilities, usually in the real world, what it will happen means we know what exactly the application we are working on, right? It's going to be one and the same for the next 3 months or 4 months of tenure. So what we will do means once after we entered all these capabilities, we will hit save button. Here I am getting as a save as, just hit a save as a button. So what it will happen, it will ask you to give a name for these capabilities set. So I'm giving a name as batch, okay, 121. I have given this name and I clicked on a save. So whenever we saved the capabilities, then you can find that capability under the saved capabilities. So moving further, whenever you load a APM, in order to establish an inspector session with your application, you no need to enter all these information directly. You can navigate to the saved capabilities and you can find your name. So batch 121 is the capability what we have created. So you can find the name. Actually, I haven't given a valid details inside that, hence I deleted that batch 121. But I have a mobile where in which I have entered all the desired capabilities properly. So let me click on a edit button. Usually in the desired capabilities, once you move to a saved capabilities, you will click on a edit button. So whenever you hit edit button, all the desired capabilities will be populated here. Okay, all the desired capabilities. See here, automation name, platform version, device name. Usually a quick question will rise in our mind. In the command prompt, my device name is populating as a 3200 something like that, and why are you passing it as an Android? So the simple point out over here is, if we have only one Android device connected to your machine, then you no need to give the complete device name, simply just specifying Android will recognize the device. Okay, simply just specifying that Android will recognize that device for us. Okay, that's the reason in the capabilities I have given it as an Android. Now here the path is changed. I need to change to a different app now. So what I'm doing right now means desktop APK file. Yes, go ahead. Yes. See, usually in the first sets, it will be a bit difficult for us to recognize these names. But whenever you are entering a wrong name there, defaultly your APM session will not establish, showing an error message that automation name is not valid. Then you will search in Google with that name, and then you will come to know that you have entered a case sensitive or a wrong value here. Then you will correct it. So initially the first few days it's going to be a learning curve itself. So definitely you will commit mistakes, then you will search for that and you will update it. Slowly you will remember that. And moreover, the saving of a capabilities is a one-time effort which we are doing. Just we will be changing the app file moving further, right? And moreover, in the test script also, we have that capabilities in place. We are not going to write all the time those capabilities again and again. That's fine. So what I'm doing right now means I have updated my capabilities app file with the latest APK file which I want to perform the operations, and I hit the save capability. So I want to save these capability now with this information. Now, there is an option which is a start session. So I'm trying to establish a session from Appium to my mobile with these desired capabilities. Let me hit the start session and let's see what's populating. Okay, whenever I hit the start session, this screen will load. Okay, it will prompt you a message that it's reloading. Then it will take a few minutes of time to recognize the devices available on this laptop, and then it will try to establish the connection with that particular device, and it will install the app on that device. Okay, so see here, the loading icon is displaying on this inspector session. If there is anything mismatch in these capabilities, whatever we have passed, or does it has any issues, it will show us an error message. We need to look into that error message and we need to analyze that error message. Okay, for now, let's see what exactly it's throwing, whether it is executing or whether we are getting any error messages. Let's look into that. And usually it will take some time in order to establish a connection, roughly 3 to 4 minutes or 5 minutes, depending on the app and all the capabilities. It will take some time. Okay, fine. Let us see. And these days, guys, there are some issues with the APM, like the issues like, if with the latest versions, even I'm encountering in my real world, if the app is already installed in your mobile, it is unable to uninstall that app, and even it is unable to launch that app also. Sometimes it's encountering those kind of an issues. But here, okay, see here the error we encountered. Copy this error message and just paste it in the command prompt here. So I'm stating I'm getting an error that an unknown error server side exception occurs. That's fine. And here it's stating that timed out after 20,000 milliseconds. Try to increase the timeout by this capability. So if you clearly observe in the error message itself, they are stating that whatever the time in order to install the app, it's not sufficient, and try to increase it to more than 20,000 milliseconds using this capability. So it's stating that the capability, what exactly you need to place, the error message is populating there itself. So what I am doing right now means, let me copy this capability and go to that Appium session, add a new row, add this a capability, and right now I'm marking this value as a 60,000 milliseconds, or I can increase it to 80,000. That's fine, that's up to my wish how much I just want to execute. Okay, so I marked it as a 80,000 milliseconds right now. And once after I updated this value and I hit a save button, and now what additionally I'm doing means, before executing my test scripts, I'm trying to uninstall the app first of all on my mobile. Okay, I just want to uninstall the app. So I did uninstallation of my app on my mobile device. See, the app is no more on my mobile. Now, what I'm doing right now means, let's go back to our inspector session and let's hit a start session now. Okay, start the session now. So it will take again a few minutes to establish a connection. Usually guys, your Appium, this set of capabilities will go to the Appium server. It will identify the device. See here, if you can see the Appium log, see, it will display the details about the actions what it is performing on that device. See, these many actions, and even whenever there are any failures also, the Appium server will prompt all the details here. By using those details, we can easily understand that. Okay, see something, it's populating here. The application is already cached. Some kind of a message is it's populating, and it's trying to install the app now. Okay, it's trying to install the app now. It will take a few minutes to install the app, or again to throw some error messages. See here, starting C users build with this particular APK file. So it means it's trying to install the app on that device now. Okay, yeah, let's wait for a minute and see how it is establishing a connection now. So I have installed App Locker in my machine. That's the reason the new screen it populated there is, would you would like to log this app? I don't want to log that app. That's fine. So, but if you observe the screen earlier, wherever you have entered the capabilities, it changed it to this piece. And it has some options on the top, right? It has some options in the header, and it is displaying as a source, actions, and the selected element. See here, this is my mobile instance itself. See, it has a learn, review, and a test. At the time of this session capturing, it doesn't load the app properly. That's the reason the screen was not populated. So what I'm doing right now means, on the top, you have this reload button, right? You have this reload button. Click on this reload button. What it will happen means, whenever you click on that reload button, it will get, see here, refresh a source and a screenshot. It will get the latest instance of that mobile here. See, on my mobile, this is my mobile instance. The right hand side is my mobile instance. It is showing this stuff, and here now it populated the same screen. And you know, whenever I'm moving my mouse on this left hand side, some yellow color portion is highlighting. The meaning is you can select it. So what I'm doing right now means I'm selecting this mathematical reasoning. I just mouse over on that mathematical reasoning and I clicked on that particular one. So whenever I performed a click operation on that, if you can see this right hand side, earlier we don't have any information, but now it is displaying information related to that particular object. That particular object has an XPath. And if you scroll down, it has an element ID, it has a package, class, text, resource ID, and these many properties are there for this object. So we have a text for that particular object. So copy this text. If you remember Selenium or if you have any idea on Selenium, the basic syntax to write down an XPath is // open braces contains text. Here I can place my text there, right? I can just place my text there. So go to this APM session now. Next to this reload button, okay, on the top we have a buttons, right? Next to this reload button, the next one is a start recording, and another one is a search for an element. Let me hit that search for an element. So I want to locate an object by its XPath // star open braces contains text, comma, place that text here and hit a search button. So whenever you hit a search button here, it is populating as no such results are identifying. Why? So why exactly we are not getting this? So if you click on a cancel, or if you click on that inspector session once again, okay, it will prompt you the same screen. Okay, so let us look into this XPath, whatever we have given. // star contains text. Okay, that's fine. We use this contains a text itself, but it's not recognizing with this particular object. Then what we can do means we can change it to, instead of this one, // star open braces text. Let me directly write using a text is equal to, let me place that text here. Okay, let me place that particular text here, and let me close the braces, and okay, so // is text. This is another syntax. Let's see whether it is identifying or not. Oh, it's not identifying with this particular text. There might be an issue. Let's do one thing, guys, as it is not identifying, but I know this is a valid XPath. So let me copy this XPath. Let me go back to my test script, what we have created yesterday. And here, let's try to perform the operation here. How would I perform the operations? So here, Appium uh, Java client documentation. I hope I have saved it. Okay, so Appium Java client documentation, and here let me open this documentation for Android driver. Okay, so here Android driver, I'm selecting it, and here see, if you observe, the various supported methods here are, I can use a find element, or I can use a find element by ID, class name, XPath. These many things are there. Directly, I can use a find element by XPath method here to identify an object by using its XPath. So driver dot, as for the documentation, I noticed that it's going to be a find element by XPath. So here driver dot, let's see the auto suggestions are here, from where I will pick find element by XPath. Okay, so let us see this particular one, driver dot find element by XPath. Okay, place that XPath dot click. That's it. I haven't done anything else, guys. I just used this particular one. Okay, cool. And then the next point which we need to consider out over here is, okay, that's it. Let's leave these things, and let me try to run my test script now and see how exactly it is capturing this, or how exactly it is performing this. So what I'm going to do right now means, let me perform a right click operation on my scripts, run as a Java application. I'm just trying to execute my test script. Let me open my Vysor instance, and in parallel, I'm opening my Appium desktop server log to see what exactly the log it is populating there. Okay, good. So it's displaying as a blank. One second, let's see. So there is a loading issue. Let's see. So it should display the info, right? Whereas it's displaying as a blank screen. Let's wait for a minute and then we'll see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's generating the log now. It will take a few minutes to have a connection with that device, install the app, and then it will perform the operation. Let's wait. So here, I just need to do one small thing. Anyways, let's see. Basically, what I want is after installing the app, it is taking a few seconds to load this screen. Directly, it's not loading this screen. It's taking minimum 3 to at least 5 to 10 seconds to load this screen which has these mathematical options. Okay, but anyways, let us see this one and check it out whether it is performing the operations or not. Okay, anyways, we will see that part. Okay, let's do. See here, it installed the app and it is asking me some prompt I don't want. Okay, I haven't done anything and it displayed this screen. And now if you observe your Eclipse editor, your script got a failed. If I maximize here, it is stating that an element could not be located. No such element exception is populating here with the line number 50. Okay, yeah, we are encountering this issue now, which is a no such element exception. So definitely this is not a valid property what we have a given with which it's unable to identify. Good. So what I'm doing right now means let's go back to our Appium inspector session which we opened before executing our test script, and let me try to refresh this screen. Whenever I performed a refresh operation here, let me select, see here on my mobile, I have selected the social studies guys, and I'm just reloading my inspector session here. Okay, let's see whether it is getting the complete stuff or not. Okay, it's capturing the whole instance. Okay, good enough. So let's, my intention is to identify or to perform any things here. Okay, so let me look into this app once and see. So here it's have a mathematical reasoning. Okay, so guys, we did a mistake here, guys. So we need to click on a mathematical reasoning. See here, if you observe, mathematical reasoning is a different text and 0% is a different text. But here it is populating as a mathematical reasoning 0%, the text. But usually if you observe in a browser, mathematical reasoning is highlighting in a first row and the 0% is highlighting at the end. So that might be the issue. So what I'm doing right now, I'm removing this 0% and I click on a search button now. Okay, still it's not populating, but mathematical reasoning, remove this 0%. Okay, let me run my script again. Okay, so I strongly believe this XPath should work. Okay, so I have removed this mathematical reasoning and then the 0% and I'm trying it again. But what I'm doing in the meantime means I just want to search for some other object, and here the text is not populating properly, right? So what I'm doing means in the middle there is a source tab and there is a app source is populating, and here there is a, see here, Android visit linear layout. I'm expanding this one. I'm just expanding this one. So in the source I want to identify the respective object. Let us see. So here this is the source. Okay, this is the source for this section. If I scroll down a bit, see here, this is my object. Okay, the same text it is populating there also. Android visit. Okay, mathematical 0%. That's fine. Reasoning at 0% science. Okay, let's see whether it is a clicking this time or not. If not, we will figure it out some other option. Okay, let me switch my Eclipse, and again it got a failed with this. Okay, and now I'm getting a different exception here, an unknown server side exception while processing it. Okay, original error. multiple documentation error. Trying changing normalize the tracks, the driver setting true. Okay, so there is some synchronization issue. The reason is at the same time I tried to use the app in the inspector session, right? I hope that might cause the issue. And before doing that, what I'm doing means finally, after installing the app, I'm just adding a thread dot sleep for some time to see whether it is loading or not. This is going to be the final run. Let's see if it is working or not. If not, we will figure it out the issue in the next session. Okay, let me try to execute it. But when I executed, it worked. So, but something is there on the property. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Let it execute. Then we can find, yeah. Got it. Again, it got failed. And here, no such element exception is populating for us. Fine. So let's look into this issue in the next session, guys. I will figure it out what exactly this issue is, and I will continue the topic in the next session.
Hi everyone. Welcome back. As part of the today's session, I just want to show you what exactly the deviations between APM latest versions and how exactly the APM inspector session is going to differ. All those things I just want to show you a quick glimpse as part of the today's session. The reason is most of you guys, when while practicing, they are downloading the latest version of APM and they are getting confused with how exactly to launch the APM server and the APM inspector. To get rid of all those things, I was just recording this session for you. So what I have done right now is I just navigated to the APM official website for this 1.22. See here, if you see the quick note here, since this version, please use a separate inspector session. So it means the APM inspector session that I've shown in our upcoming lectures is completely differ here. There is a separate plugin or a separate application for this inspector. So I was just clicking on it and I was navigating to these releases, and whatever the latest released version is there, I have downloaded that one. So what I have done right now is APM 1.22.0, which is a Mac DMG file I have downloaded and I have installed. And the similar way, APM inspector also I have downloaded the latest stable version and I have installed. To cross check, I can see this APM server and as well as an APM inspector I can see in my machine. If at all you guys are downloading the latest versions, you can find this information. So I was just starting my APM server here. So whenever I was just starting my APM server at the very first time, this is what an error message that's being populated. So what I'm going to do right now means I was just going to my security settings on my Mac and navigate to the general tab. So here is a prompt that it is populating that APM server is getting blocked. So I'm just clicking on open anyway and I hit open. The similar way I have chosen the APM inspector also, even it's been blocked by APM, sorry, by my Mac machine. Hence I have used open in any way, automatically it's going to open this. So both the things I have launched here. So my APM server was started and this version is 1.22.0. As suggested in the upcoming sessions, make sure that you were updating the edit configuration, wherein which you need to update those variables like Android home and as well as a Java home things. Just update here. For now, I'm clicking on a start session. See here, whenever you clicked on this particular, whenever you mouse over on this particular inspector, the inspector is now released as a separate version. So it means it's not a possible for you to click on that particular link, which is to establish a session. So there is a separate inspector session that you have downloaded and you can find it in this inspector. So this is how it looks like. And additionally, while establishing a session with this new APM inspector, what you need to do means in the remote path, add /wd/hub, and in an advanced settings, allow all unauthorized certificates. Make sure that you have used these two things, you have updated these two things, and followed by whatever the regular desired capabilities we were using, use the same desired capabilities like a with which you are in a good shape to continue with the scripting and an execution part on a latest versions, guys. Wish you good luck. Bye bye. Hello everyone, welcome back. As part of the today's session, I just want to create a simple Maven project. And to that Maven project, I'll be adding all the required dependencies to that so that, we can maintain our code base moving ahead within this Maven project itself. So what I'm going to do right now, go to File, go to New, Others, and I'm choosing a Maven project. And here I'm just going out with a filter that this is what the filter that I was just looking for. Okay, so let us wait for these artifact types. So here, arc.apache.maven quick start. I'm just choosing this one and I'm giving a name, basically the group ID I'm giving and the artifact ID also I'm giving, and I'm clicking on a finish button. It's a simple Maven configuration that we usually do. So I just created a new Maven project. So as we are working on mobile automation testing here using a Maven, so I just need to add a certain dependencies here. I navigated to the Maven repository and I'm searching for Appium Java client, and whatever the Appium Java client versions are there, the stable version, I'm just picking up this dependency, come back and I place it that dependency here. The same way, search for Selenium Java and come back here. Whatever the latest dependencies are there, I just want to go with it. So instead of picking up the 4 now, I was just going with the 3.141.59 as of now, and I'm just creating a Maven project. That's it, guys. We are done with a simple project, and we have created this simple project right now. And on top of this simple project, if at all you want to write down any programs, you can start writing down your test script. So we have already studied about the desired capabilities and other chunk, right? So let me try to create a new small program in this Maven project and see how this is going to work. So here I'm copying paste a draft code. Okay, I'm just creating a draft code here. So in this program, if you clearly observe, we are passing all the sets of desired capabilities that we are passing. So, capability dot set capability, I can pass my platform name either here in this way or in this way as well. Mobile capability type dot a platform name, platform version, automation name, device name, app, and as well as the Appium server URL, along which I'm creating an object to my Appium Android driver. So here, guys, one thing is basically the platform version is a 12.0. So here I'm using my Android Studio to create a new emulator for us, and this is what the emulator that I have created on my Android Studio, and the version of that particular emulator is Android 12.0, and we need to specify the app file information. So I'm navigating to my downloads. Here is the place where I'm maintaining my app files. So, I'm just getting that information. So, I want to update my folder or the APK file path. So I just copied my APK file information from there and I'm placing my APK file information here. See here, guys, in the users in the Lucky Downloads app Android, this is what the app this is what the app that I want to deal with it. That's it. This is a simple APK file. I want to deal with it. And I'm just cross-checking whether my Appium server is up and running. Of course, my Appium server is running right now. Let me try to run my test script and see whether it is establishing a session with that device. So in this instance, guys, if you clearly observe in line number 28, I'm creating an object to my Android driver. And in line number 31, I'm asking it to wait for some time and then terminate it using a quit command. See, the app got launched on a mobile device. It terminated the app after few seconds. Okay, it terminated the app after few seconds. Okay, let me rerun my program so that we can have a look into that execution as well. So run as a Java application, it's getting executed. Have a look into this particular piece now. Your Appium should establish a connection with this emulator and it should perform the operations. Of course, I have given a simple operation, which is launch app and a terminate app. This is being performed. So it means with that note, we can say that the configuration was successfully established. And even if you want to get the inspector session. You just need to click on the Appium inspector icon, go to the saved capabilities and fill it up. Whatever the capabilities you have, you just need to pass all the capabilities. Automatically it's been establishing a session, guys. Okay, cool, done the deal. This is the way how exactly we can configure a project. If you see, basically, we have created a program to just launch the app itself, right? On top of it, we didn't perform any further operations on that app,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So what I want to do now means, let me launch my emulator, and on that emulator, I will be okay. I'll be performing this operation. 1 second,
Hmm.
please. Just one
Okay.
second. Yeah. So in the previous session, we have just launched an app and then we just killed it up. Now, what I want to do means launch the app. If you are on a login screen, okay, if you are on the login screen, okay, just log in into the application. Okay, so here by default, the app will be on a login screen whenever you open. So here, just log in into this particular application. Okay, so the first scenario is login Pratik. The second scenario is create an account to this application. Got it? What I'm trying to say? You need to write down a mobile automation test script that will go to this application, that will enter an email address value, and that will enter a password too, and it should click on that particular login button. That's what the activity it should perform.
Basically, build a test cases, right?
Yeah, a simple test case for a login functionality I need to prepare. Okay, that's fine. So the point out over here is basically um, for any automation, we need to know the locators. Okay, for any automation, we need to know the locators. If we are good at locators, then we can play with the app. For this, what I'm doing right now means, let me get the locators for the username, comma password, and a login button in the application. Got it, Pratik? So how exactly we can get that information? On your Appium server, click on this inspect button. Okay, on your Appium server, click on this inspect button. Okay, so the new inspector session got created, right? So the next point that we need to consider here is you need to enter the desired capabilities here. Did we discuss anything about the desired capabilities in mobile automation, Pratik?
Yes, we did. Yes.
Okay, so whatever the desired capabilities are there, just pass those desired capabilities.
Hmm.
Automation name, platform version, okay, device name, and an app. These are 5 capabilities. I'm just passing them here. Okay, and once we passed all these capabilities, then the next point that we need to consider here is click on a start session. Whenever you click on a start session, automatically, okay, a session will be established and you can perform operations on that locators. Okay, good. Let us see here. Is this clear for you?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, good. And later, once after we have a completed, now maximize this screen. Okay, maximize the screen. So select the username field on a left-hand menu. Whenever you selected the username field in a left-hand menu, on a right-hand side, you are getting the locators. Okay, if you observe basically ID, XPath. Of course, we are not going to use this particular XPath. ID, class name, resource ID. If it is a resource ID or whichever it might be, we will still use that ID property itself for that. Okay, we will still use the ID property for that one instance itself. So copy the ID property from here, go back to the program. Okay, go back to the program. And here on this program, so what I'm going to do right now is, where is the editor? Here. Now, let me create a new program. So copy this program, copy it, paste it. Where is this? I'm just pasting the program here and I'm naming it as Login App. Okay, so I'm just naming it as a Login App. And let me open this Login App script here. Okay, so I just open my Login App script. And on this script, in WebDriver, which command we will be using to enter a value to a text field?
Send keys.
So the command that you will be using is driver.findElement.send keys, right? So driver.findElement by ID dot send keys. Got it, Pratik? So I just used this find element dot send keys command in this way. Whatever
Yeah.
the ID property is there, carry it and place it here. Okay, so it should be placed inside the ID. Na? So driver dot find element by ID and send keys the value is okay, mailinator.com. Good.
Mhm.
Done the deal. Is this point clear for you or any doubts?
No, this is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, the same as the WebDriver programs. There is no
Mhm.
change out over there.
Right.
Okay. And then once we are done, okay. So once we are done up to here, now we need to enter the password also. Na? So
Mhm.
select the passwords. So here the password is having a separate locator. Copy it, go back here, find element by dot ID.
Is it always going to be ID or password?
It's not always ID. We'll be
Mhm.
using an XPath and all those things here.
Okay.
Okay. We'll be using a mix of all these things. It depends on the application. Sign in, basically it has some text now. So
Mhm.
get the text.
Get
You know how to write down an XPath,
yes.
basic XPath.
Mhm.
Okay. So what is the syntax for that? /
Yes. Oh, I gotta look
HTML
it.
tag name,
Mm-hmm.
open braces, @attribute is equal to, in the single quotes, you need to specify the value.
Mm-hmm.
So click on a search. So you were able to identify one object.
Oh, okay.
So copy this XPath, go back to the program. So here you can use a find element like this, or you can use a find element by like this. So this command, whatever we have written in the last line, is a mobile automation command.
Mm.
Okay, this is a mobile automation command. The above two commands are Selenium commands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so above two are Selenium commands, and this is your WebDriver commands.
Mm-hmm.
Appium command basically. Got it? Or any doubts on this?
No, got it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And on top of this one, what exactly we need to do is, as we have created a test script up to here. Okay, as we have created a test script up to here, like, you know, let me try to run my program and see whether it is executing the script successfully or not.
Mm-hmm.
So run as a Java application. I'm placing my server and mobile, both the instances are here. It's entering. Okay, so my username is wrong. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
Krishna Appium. Let me rerun it. Okay, so it performed now, right? Did you
Mm-hmm.
notice it that?
Yeah, it did.
Let me run it one more time for a better visibility. And let us see this stuff. It logged in. This is the
Mm-hmm.
way how exactly we can create a mobile test script, Pratik. So
Oh,
do you find any difficulties in creating that if you are comfortable with Selenium?
no, it's pretty similar.
The only difference out over here is in Selenium, you will be getting it, the locators from the HTML information,
Mm-hmm.
whereas here you will be getting down the locators from here. That's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
From the Appium inspector session. That's it.
Right. Okay.
Okay, good.
Mm.
Perfect. So now what we need to do is, okay, so once after we have created up to here, okay, so once after we have created up to this particular point, then the next thing is, as said, let us see how exactly we can create an account. Okay, so let us see the flow, how exactly we can create an account. Okay, let's go back here. Let me create a new program and I'm naming it as create account. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
And on this create account, I don't have these locators. Delete them. Upon opening the same app on the login screen, once again, go to my profile, logouts. on the login screen here, I need to click on this sign up, right? So here we have already executed the program. So Appium will automatically kill this session. Okay, so let me close it. Okay, so let me close this particular thing. And here on this stuff, I'm using this start session. Okay, so I'm using this start session. And here, as when you have started this particular session, you are on a login screen. So let's enter the credentials. Krishna Appium. Okay, and I'm logging into that. Okay, and here, once you logged in, okay, so you no need to log in, right? Here you need to click on this. You need to click on this new here sign up now. So on the inspector session, new here sign up, it has an ID property.
Mm.
Copy it, go back here, driver dot find element by ID. So do you know anything about an implicit wait command in a WebDriver?
Yes.
What exactly we can do for this implicit wait? So the implicit wait will wait for maximum amount of time. Right, for every command, it will be waiting down the implicit wait amount of time. Okay, so
Mm.
whereas if you use this implicit wait here, okay, so if we place an implicit wait here, so after the driver initialization, driver dot manage dot timeout dot implicit wait 45 seconds. You know this implicit wait, na? So I was just
Yep.
adding this implicit wait directly. Okay, and okay, once after you have added this particular thing. Okay, so once after you have added this particular thing, then the next point that we need to consider here is, okay, so here, so go to the inspector or go to the mobile, you click on it. Okay, just click on it. This is the screen that's been populated, right? So here on this particular screen, you need to enter your full name, email ID, password, and a confirm password. So mobile instance is a differ and this screen is a differ. So what I want to do is just reload it.
Mhm.
Okay, just reload it. And after reloading this particular thing, okay, after reloading this particular thing, here you have a full name. Select it. The full name is having an ID, no? Copy it,
Mhm.
and I will try to write down in a different way. So driver dot find element mobile by dot ID. So you can use any of these locators in order to write down your locator strategy. Pratik. So I'm
Mhm.
entering Pratik out over there. Driver dot find element by. Instead of a by, I'm using a mobile by. Okay, I'm just using a mobile by and I was just specifying this ID. Got it, Pratik? Any questions? The same way,
Yeah.
You can use a by.id, you can use a mobile by.id, or you can use this one also. Driver dot find element by id. Any one of these three commands you can use. Okay, your WebDriver will support it.
Mhm.
Pratik at the rate gmail.com. I have entered some random email ID. Okay, and there is a password and a confirm password, a password and a confirm password. So I'm entering test 1 2 3 4. You got it right. So what I have done is I just placed my commands here. Now I need to write down the locators inside that. So it
Mhm.
means you need to write down the locator for the email ID, copy it, go back there, and you need to get the locator for password, copy it, go back there, and you need to get the locator for confirm password, and I'm placing this only in the confirm password. Any questions on this?
Mhm. No, no question.
Okay, perfect. Done the deal. So let me try to run my test script. Run as a Java application. Parallelly have a look into your mobile device. It should go and it should perform this operation. Okay. So let's see here. It entered the credentials, right? And we forgot to
Mhm.
click on a sign up button. If you notice, I didn't create a program that should click on this sign up button. So
Yeah.
that's the reason it was unable to deal with it. Okay. So let me add the locator for this sign up button too. Okay. Okay.
So on the confirm password, you only put in the password, not the whole ID. Is that?
I forgot to add a yes, basically. So the confirm password, you no need
Mhm.
to give the complete locator. See the complete locator com dot something, it's just the package name. Okay,
Mhm.
so you no need to enter the package name directly. You can enter this name itself that will work. Got it?
So yeah. So on the other two, I can just put in password.
Yes, you can just put in the password and
Oh,
directly
okay.
you can go with it.
Okay. Unless if they're two different, unless if they're
No,
like
no, no,
something.
no, no.
No, right? I don't
Yeah.
think. Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Good enough.
Mhm.
And then, okay, so password, okay, password, confirm password, and the locator for this sign up button, this is what it is. So get the
Mhm.
sign up, okay, and I placed it here. Okay, you can go with either the package name or you can go from here also. Either of
Okay.
these things will work. Okay,
Mm. Yeah.
okay, perfect. Let me try to run the script and let's see. Run as a Java application. See, it performed the complete operation. So let me run one more time. Run
Mhm.
as a Java application. It's getting executed. See here, it's
Mhm.
performing it. Okay. That's it.
Mhm.
This is the way how exactly we can deal with it. Okay, so this is the way how exactly you can create a program in mobile automation.
Okay.
Okay, done the deal. It's clear, right?
Oh yeah, that may yeah. I'm
Perfect.
gonna have everything set up and I'm gonna practice some, so
Yes,
I have
so that we
idea.
can continue this stuff to the further more things.
Mhm.
Okay. Hello. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Today, I want to discuss about this no reset command, which will accept a Boolean value, either true or a false. See, one thing, guys, whenever we are creating a test script and whenever you are executing a test script, if it is not having any no reset command, what it will do means it will reset that complete app so that whichever the previous instances sessions are there, everything will be wiped out and it will launch a new session for that particular application. Sometimes we will encounter certain situations, where I don't want to kill my previous instance. Whatever the login instance is there, I still want to continue the same login instances. In such situations, there's a no reset command will be used so that, whatever the previous instance are there, we can use the same previous instance. I just opened our previous program that we have created here. So where in which I'm trying to execute my test script without having this reset command, and then we'll see. So run as a Java application. So this script will establish a connection with this, the emulator that we have created on this particular machine. Okay, so let's wait for a second and see. Yeah, so it opened the app, it entered the credentials and it clicked on a login button. So before terminating the app, it is on a login screen. Okay, it is on a login screen. So when I run this program again without having a reset, so this time, if you observe the test script, even it will navigate to the same login screen itself. So it means whatever the previous instance is there, it's not holding that a previous instance. So to handle this one, what I'm doing right now means I'm just adding a one more capability here, which is a no reset, and this value I'm passing it as a true. So whenever we pass this value as a true, and let me try to run this a test script. So without having this command, the app was launched from a login screen. Whereas upon adding this capability, no reset, it will be relaunching the previous instance of app. So in certain instances where you don't want to handle the login situation, you can simply use this no reset command. This no reset command, you can use it in your program, and even you can also use it in your Appium inspector session, guys. Go, done the deal. Okay, now
Mhm.
start the session. What we will do, we will create some end-to-end scenario in this application, Pratik. End-to-end scenario means once the app got launched, we will search for iPhone.
Mhm.
Okay, you will search for iPhone, and upon searching for iPhone, this is what it will populate. Choose the size, choose the color, add to cart. So this is what the pop-up that's being populated. You need to handle this pop-up, and after that, click on this cart icon. Okay, on this cart, click on this quantity. The again the pop-up got populated. Select it to two, handle the pop-up, remove the cart. Shop now,
Mhm.
and click on a side menu, go to my profile and log out. Okay, this is what a full lengthy end-to-end scenario that we need to deal with. Got it?
Mhm.
So I'm creating a script for that. You understood, right, Pratik? What are we going to do?
Yes. Mhm.
End-to-end scenario. Okay, that covers the pop-up, that covers the drop-down, that covers the button. Everything is being covered in that scenario. Okay, so here, as we are using a no reset, I no need to bother about it. Search a text field. This field is having an ID property and I need to
Mhm.
enter a value into that. So here I need to enter a iPhone into that field, Pratik.
Mhm.
So here iPhone we are entering. So whenever you are entering, this result is being populated, I need to click on it. So here reload. I can click on this search results. See here, I can pick this image. This image is having again an ID property and I can go with this product image itself directly. You know, right? We have already studied that what locators you need to pick it up,
Mhm.
right? So driver dot find element by ID and I want to click on it. So it means it will click on this product image.
Mhm.
This is the screen it will populate. You need to select this 64 and a golden. Reload the inspector session. Choose this 64. Maximize it. Let us see the locators are here. 64
Text.
GB is having a text and it
Yeah.
is having an ID to size. Okay. I clicked on that size
Mhm.
and upon clicking on this size, golden. Again, this golden is also having a ID as a size. Definitely this will cause an issue, right? Two
Mhm.
objects are having a same locator. So definitely we need to write down an XPath here. So // open braces at the rate text is equal to search for it. So the golden is identifying and you need to write down an XPath for this 64 GB also.
Mhm. Now, since you use size on the first one, it's gonna find the first size on the
Yes,
app, right? Okay.
yes, it will go with whichever the first size is
First,
there,
yeah.
it will go with it basically. Okay, so by
Mhm.
dot XPath and I'm leaving it for now. The reason is there are two objects and it will prefer the first one. The first one is by default with that
Mhm.
GB one itself. I just left it. Select it. Add to cart we need to click on. Okay, in the inspector, add to cart. This add to cart is having an ID. Come back here. Data click. If you click on this add to cart, a pop-up is being coming. I need to handle this pop-up also, na? So reload the screen. Hit OK on this pop-up. OK is having a confirm button ID. Go back here. Confirm button. I clicked on it. Now you need to click on this cart logo, right? So go back, reload the screen. Every time, the mobile, you need to go on a desired screen and this one
Mhm.
you need to click, you need to refresh it. This
Okay.
will be common. Okay.
Mhm.
The cart is having an ID property. I captured the cart and I have placed it. So if you can show you on a mobile, you need to click on it. And now you need to change this quantity, right? So first of all, reload this screen first, and then we can change the quantity. We just reloaded the screen. Now, okay, so now you need to click on this quantity. This quantity is also having an ID property. Copy it. Go back here. See, nothing I'm doing complex stuff. Just copying the locators and pasting here. That's it. Okay, you clicked on this quantity. These two options will be populated. Now you need to select a second. So the second is not having an appropriate locator. So let me go with an XPath. Okay. So driver dot find element by XPath, and the text is to data click. Okay. I am asking it to perform a click operation on this particular value. Got it, Pratik, or any questions on it?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Yes. And then once you performed a click operation on this number 2, a pop-up will come. You need to handle the pop-up.
Click
Reload
on
the
OK.
screen. Yes. You need to get a locator. Na? So if you see
Yeah.
basically confirm button, we have already written locator for the previous pop-up, which is a confirm button. The locator doesn't change. Copy it and directly paste the command here.
Because a different screen, right?
Yeah, it's a different screen and the locator is one and the same. Hence, I didn't
Yeah.
change the locator also.
Right.
Directly,
Okay.
I placed that command there. Okay, good enough. Now, the next point is click on OK. And after that, you need to click on this delete logo. Okay, refresh the screen. Okay, here, this is the delete logo. And the delete is having an ID property again. Copy it, go back. See, scenario wise, you may feel that it's a big, but if you see the steps wise, I'm not writing anything complex stuff. See again, remove, this is the pop-up, and let me see the locator for this pop-up. If it has the same confirm button, again, see here, it has the same confirm button as a locator. I can copy paste this locator. Na?
Yeah, same thing.
Yes. It clicked on this OK now. And you need to click on a shop now. Shop now is having this continuous shopping ID. Copy it. I have placed it. So shop now. And now it should click on this side menu. Na? So reload the screen. And your side menu, here it is. And it is having a menu locator. Copy it. Go back here. Driver dot find element by ID. You need to use a click operation. You clicked on it and you need to click on a my profile. So reload the screen. Got it right? What we are trying to do. So here you need to choose the my profile here. See, if you observe here, so far, whatever the locator you have a selected Pratik, that
Mhm.
object got a highlighted. If you see
Mhm.
now, that object here, I'm unable to highlight it. See, basically, though I selected my wish list, nothing is being populated to my wish list. You notice it, right? My cart,
Yeah.
I am unable to select it. My orders, I have selected it. I got it only for my orders. But I'm not getting it for my profile. I'm not getting it for my wish list. Okay, we got it. So
We got, yeah.
yeah, my cart, let me try. See here, no option for the my cart. You got it, right? We are unable to select it. Okay, in such
Mm.
situations, whenever you are unable to select these locators, in such situations, you need to go to your app, app source code. Okay, you need to go to your app source code. Got it, Pratik?
Yep. Right.
And now what we need to do is expand, 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 expand. See here, two things are there. If you select this one, the whole page is highlighting. If you select this one, if you observe, only this border is getting highlighted. You got it, right?
Yeah, it's like a inspect. Yeah.
Yes. So
Mm.
this section, this HTML will talks about this particular thing.
Mm.
So expand it, expand it. See here, these are, if you select this HTML, respective object is being highlighted. Na? So further expand it. See here, the whole
Mm.
section locators we are getting right now. So this is
Okay, there
what
it is.
the tag for the my profile. Expand it. See here, the my profile is having a text here. You got it right? How you need to deal with it?
Mm-hmm. Got it. Yep.
Okay, good enough. Perfect. Okay. Now here, this is the text. I can write down an XPath with its a text. See, without looking into this HTML also we can write down, but we should follow a process, right? So that's the reason, you just need to drill down into that app source code, and from there you can identify that information.
And we
Got
can
it?
use a locator to in that other app. Just
Yes,
put in my profile and it'll point to that thing, right?
yes, yes,
Like a crow path, you know.
yes. So
Mm.
here I'm clicking on a my profile, and here the ultimate logout screen is there.
Mm.
Reload it, select the logout. This is having an ID. It's good. We can
Mm.
get it. Logout dot click on my mobile. Logout. Again, you are getting a confirmation. Reload the screen. Get this locator. This is also having a confirm button. We no need to write it. Na? You already have a confirm button.
Mm-hmm.
Copy it, paste it here. Dharmendra. Good. Done the deal. It will click on a logout. Automatically, it will come out. Okay,
Mm.
good. So here, one thing that I want to show it to you is basically, okay, where is the app instance? Okay, so one thing that I want to show it out over here is, in order to enter a search keyword in this field, are you directly entering, or first you are performing a click operation in this field, later you are entering a value, the search results? You can't enter it directly. See, if you observe, I'm pressing a click first and then I am entering the value. You got it,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So it means how you are doing manually, the same way we need to do an automation program also. Okay, so without changing this one, let me try to run my test script and see what error it will populate and how to fix that error too. Got it? So in parallel, what are we trying to do here is the Pratik, we are trying to fix the issues whichever you encounter.
Mm-hmm.
See, the script got a failed.
Yeah.
So the reason is invalid element state cannot set value. Did you interact with the current element, correct element? So the reason why it is getting is you are not dealing that object in this way in a manually also. First, you will be performing
Like
a click. So get
you can
this
put it
one.
right before it, right? Yeah.
Yes, you need to
Okay. Yeah.
perform a click first,
And
right?
then some.
And whenever you perform a click, the screen is being changing. This is the screen. Let us
Mm-hmm.
cross check whether this locator and a previous locator are one and the same or not. See
Yeah.
here, this is the
It might
one.
be changed. Yeah,
Yes.
changed.
So here the locator is search edit text is your locator. Go back here.
You gotta write a new driver find
Yes.
element.
Driver
And
not a find element by ID.
ID.
By ID. Oh, where is the send keys? Okay. Dot send keys. iPhone, I have entered now. Okay. So whenever you are getting an invalid state exception, the first thing that you need to do is just check out how you are dealing with that particular object manually and recreate your program, Pratik.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you need to recreate your program. Got it or any doubts on this one?
Nope, got it.
Now let us run this script.
I think the element is wrong on the send
Yes,
keys. I
yes, the element is wrong.
think it was something. Yeah, search it.
Search it. Okay, let me
Mm-hmm.
run this script. Run as a Java application. Now it entered, it clicked, it selected golden 64 add to cart. Okay, the pop-up go here and it got a failed here. The
Mm-hmm.
reason here is, let us see, it took some time to navigate to this screen. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me scroll up. No such element exception. So usually if it is a populating a no such element exception means I feel that it's a synchronization issue. Hence,
Timeout and
yes, timeout,
mm,
implicit wait,
implicit.
60
Yeah,
time unit to
seconds.
dot seconds. Okay, it's just a synchronization issue, nothing more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I just added that a timeout terminal. Okay, let us run the program and see how this is going to work this time. Launch the app, this one, it clicked on an iPhone, it should choose this, add to cart, click on the cart logo, change the quantity to 2. Now delete, shop now, my profile. Okay, it's having a difficulty in clicking this my profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was up to here, na? So it needs to
Yeah,
click on this my profile. Let us see. Invalid element state, unable to complete. See the cause. So here again we are getting an invalid state, unable to compile my profile. So it's having some difficulties. Okay, if you see the issue that I have created, let me show you the line. Can understand that. Can you identify what is the issue that I have created in this line? What
it's
I
not
messed up?
finding the. I don't think it's finding the element, right?
Yeah, the issue is I have a given an XPath as my locator strategy, but I have a placed a normal text
Ah,
inside it.
yeah, yeah.
Copy the XPath, update the XPath here. Okay, now run as a Java application again. Let it run and let's see. Launch the app, search it for iPhone, selected the product details, add to cart, this one, change it the quantity to 2, and then clicked on this delete, shop now, my profile, and then log out, log out. You were on it, right, Pratik?
Mhm.
Or any doubts
Oh
on
yeah.
this?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Yes, it's, that's what the thing is, but you should know how you need to achieve this one. That's the
Hmm.
only thing you need to study as part of a mobile. Other than that, nothing is there.
Just
You
gotta
need
learn how
to,
to read the errors and how
ha,
to solve those.
yes, yes. You just
Mm-hmm.
need to know how to read it and how to solve it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
If you are at that particular point, then it's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good, perfect. And then once we are done up to here, the next point that we need to consider is, okay, so here, the next point that we need to do on top of this one is, okay, this is what a full and the end-to-end scenario, Pratik, that we have covered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and on this full and the end-to-end scenario, we have created, or we have handled the pop-ups. If you remember, we handled the
Mm-hmm.
pop-up. Okay, we handle the pop-up, and we handle the drop downs, the quantity. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
handle the quantities and other things also. We have a covered here, right? So the pop-up alerts in a web driver, if at all any alert is there, you need to switch to that alert first and then you can perform the operation. But here it's not required to deal with it.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
can go ahead and directly perform that particular operation. Okay, good. Any
Mm-hmm.
questions on this?
Nope. I'll just practice on it and see.
Perfect. Yeah. So you can go ahead and practice on it, Pratik. So
Mm-hmm.
this is what a complete end-to-end scenario. And once we are done with this, the next point is we will go with the different applications, and then we have a couple more scenarios that we need to plan. So that
Mm-hmm.
is, okay, not this long press. This is about scroll down, okay, swipe,
Mm-hmm.
followed by web view, switching. These are three things. So what I want you to do is complete this stuff